Oh yeah, this is what we've been waiting for. Buggy vs. Luffy. So, start chapter 18. The pirate Buggy the Clown. Or some would like to say Buggy the Clown. Both included. I like Buggy the Clown. It'd be such a great bit if Oda just made him a D. But, he's probably not going to be a D. Anyways, no, Buggy's a personal favorite, but he's not my top 5, but he's definitely a very enjoyable, humorous character. And this fight with Luffy is really cool because you kind of see the devil fruit fights and how ridiculous they can get. I mean, it's really mild. A lot of the stuff is just like how difficult it is for them to fight each other, but I thoroughly enjoy this section of the arc. It's fun. And a little bit about Luffy, but so yeah, the cover page we get Nami and it's like a Zabumafu looking monkey. God, I don't know what the hell kind of monkey that actually is. Look it up. Zabumafu. Oh, apparently it's not even the monkey from Zabumafu, but that's a Coriel Cephalica. I think is how they pronounced it, but or you know. Anyways, now she's hanging out with this monkey with like a striped tail. He's got like a graduate's cap or a scholar cap and some glasses, and they're working over some maps, some nautical maps, and Luffy's just sleeping in the background. Kind of looks like they're on the Mary, but they don't have the Mary yet, so we'll just go with it's a ship. Kind of cool. They have these glass mugs and they've got these like vests around them, kind of. But anyways, so we've got Moji knocked out. We've got Zoro knocked out. We've got Boodle knocked out. We've got Kabji knocked out. All 4 of them just done. Everyone's tired. Zoro won his fight. Boodle just, got out his anger, his frustrations. Moji just got knocked out again, because, instead of flying at Luffy, Luffy just kicked him. He was already wounded. And yeah, Kabji lost a pretty bad loss to Zoro. We got Luffy and Buggy staring themselves down, Luffy here, you got Buggy there. And Luffy's asking me, he's like, you're talking about Shanks? Red hair, do you know Shanks? And Buggy's like, you seem real interested. He's like, yeah, I know him. Like, what's it to you? And Luffy just answers, where is he now? Luffy's already a great pirate. Mission done. Alright, let's go find Shanks, give him the hat back. He's a pirate. Great. Nah. I don't know why he asked that. It's like he's already on his mission to find Shanks, but he's also probably just excited he loves Shanks. But Buggy's like, so if you want to know where he is, well, he's like, I might know, but then again, I might not, You never know. And Luffy just over his head doesn't see it as him trying to pull some leg and see if he can just mess with Luffy. And Luffy's just kind of like, the hell are you talking about? Are you stupid or something? Like, do you know or not know? Why are you confused about this? If you knew, you'd know. And Buggy's just like, God damn it, it's over. So he's like, watch your tongue, just don't, God damn it. Buggy's had it up to here with Luffy. And it kind of goes on more about it. He's like, we're mortal enemies here. He's like, if you want any information from me, you're not gonna get it without fighting me. He's like, not even as I give you a departing gift to hell. He's like, that dead set that he doesn't like Luffy. Now, Luffy's messed with him too many times. He's gave him so much frustration, and top of that, he apparently knows Shanks, and Buggy does not like Shanks anymore. He thinks Shanks has screwed him over a bunch. Kind of Buggy's fault for being a deceiving person, but I'll get into that in next chapter. Luffy's like already pissed. He's like, alright, I'm willing to beat it out of you, I guess. And Buggy, he's got his knives out, all of his knives in his hands. And then he does this cool bit. It's not like, the most groundbreaking thing, but he's got one in his shoe, so he like taps his foot to the ground. Got knives everywhere. And he's like, not even your rubber can withstand, a razor sharp blade at that. and he gets into one of his chop. He turns his body like this, and he spins his lower half. His legs go kicking out. Kind of does like a split. And his legs are spiraling in tandem with the blade sticking out of his shoes. And he shoots his legs at Luffy, but Luffy, fast and agile, just hops right over it. He even lets out a little sproing sound. Like all the elasticity just sent him up. And Buggy's like, oh, well, let's see you dodge this, since Luffy's floating midair. And he sends like all of the knives, not all of them, but yeah, no, it looks like all of them, like 8 knives flying at Luffy. Luffy just, he's like, oh, no problem. He's just laughing, he's having a good time. He grabs a pole and rips himself off a different direction, and knives go flying by. Buggy's like, oh, well, this is getting interesting. He's starting to have a little fun with it. And even Luffy's like, yeah, sure is. And he gives him a gum pistol, just sends it flying by him. And Buggy, quick dodges. He's no slum at a fight either. He knows his way around a fight. And he dodges it, and he lets Luffy know, he's like, you kind of have a bit of a defenseless section, putting your arm out like that. He's like, it's a great target. And Luffy's already past this, Right as Buggy's about to cut his arm, Luffy's got his gum, and he's coming up with a sickle. He's got his arm pulled out while his other hand's ripping him in. And he comes in, and, Buggy's like, oh, chop, quick dodge, and he disconnects his neck. But Luffy just goes, clothesline him, but it goes right through his neck. His neck's not even there, it's just floating above. So Luffy goes crashing into a building behind. And, Buggy's like, you're underestimating me, rubber man. And, honestly, I think Buggy's the one doing most of the underestimating here. And, Luffy's just a little frustrated. He's like, damn. How am I supposed to hit him if he keeps flying into pieces? You get Nami, she's putting up her perspective on things. She's, lingering in the background watching this. She's just kind of shocked. She's like, what is this fight? She's like, it's like I'm seeing things. Well, I'd hope you're seeing things or you'd be blind. But no, it's probably shocking never having seen Devil Fruits 1 and then 2 people fighting with them. Like I said, a lot of it is just they're having a difficult time fighting each other, and obviously they get better. Like Luffy's fights get better and more just based on abilities and like how hard you can hit someone and just goddamn how much willpower, how much damage are you willing to take. Damn, that's a lot of damage. Well, thank you. And she sitting back, and we see some of Buggy's crewmates who are in the background, even behind her. They're just laying in the rubble, and they're like, oh my god, did you see that? And one of the guys was like, shut up. He's like, this fight, he's like, we're supposed to be unconscious. He's like, this fight is way beyond us. He's like, we're minced meat if we get involved in this. Another one of great moves from Buggy. He shoots out his arm like this, knife sticking between his fingers, and he does his chop harpoon, so it just launches his hand flying at Luffy. Luffy barely catches it, but he disconnects from the wrist to the hand, so that's what's kind of cool, is he can keep disconnecting his body smaller and smaller. So, this much of his wrist is, flying at Luffy, but now he can disconnect this section here and send the rest of his fist flying at Luffy with the knives, even though he stopped it. And it cuts Luffy, gets 2 cuts here, and it cuts his straw hat, and it sends him flying. And, Luffy gets up and he's holding his hat, and he's just like, darn you. And Buggy's laughing at him. He's like, oh, did you get a boo-boo? And Luffy doesn't care about the cuts on his face. He's like, that does it. You nicked my hat. And he's just pissed. He's like, just, livid. And Buggy's just kind of like, so, like, what's the big deal, bro? And Luffy just like, this is my treasure. Nobody damages this hat. And again, Nami lingering in the background. She's like, I thought nothing get him going like this. He seemed just pretty happy-go-lucky, but he looks pretty pissed off. And she's remembering how he talked about his hat. Again, it kind of just makes her think more about how Luffy's different from other pirates. How the things he holds dear aren't treasure and pillaging in his name. It's treasure and adventure and freedom. She's starting to see these things. And treasure in the, sorry, I just said not treasure and then treasure, but treasure in the sense of, prized possessions and sentimental value. A lot of sentimental value more than actual valuables and, very chauvinistic lifestyle, stuff like that. No, Luffy could give a damn less. He eats like a pig, lives like a pig. He just wants to be happy and have friends and go on adventures. Don't need to tell people more and more about Luffy, but gotta love his lifestyle. That's the way to be. You gotta love a main character in the shonen. They're just always really relatable. They have simple dreams and very happy and positive outlooks, and just the follow through to and conviction to stick to their ways. You know, believe it. But while Luffy's pissed about all this, Buggy, you know, sees opportunity again, and you know, sends a knife flying at Luffy while he's got his back turned, and he's like, you know, if that hat's so important to you, and he's like, Luffy's like, yeah, that's right, it's really important to me. And then Buggy throws a knife flying at Luffy, and Luffy just turns and he's like trying to run, and he's got the hat kind of turned outward this way. It's obviously set up to hit the hat, but he throws the one knife, but then he also shoots off his hand, so the one knife's a distraction. He's dodging that one while the other 3 knives in his hand shoot off and hit the hat. He wants to hit that. Now he's trying to antagonize Luffy, and he, you know, just yells, you know, you should take better care of it. And because Buggy has full control, when he shoots his knives through the hat, which it just pierces right through the top of the cap, 3 different holes. And Luffy's seeing this. His eyes are just wide, and he's flashing back to Shanks, saying, you know, do me a favor. He's like, keep this hat safe for me. You know, before Shanks left, commemorating their meetup and their views and what am I trying to say here? Their search for adventure, and he wants Luffy to come back. You know, their promise, essentially, that he'd become a good pirate and he'd meet Shanks again and give him the hat back. You know, that was kind of their tying thing. So Luffy holds his hat so dear, and yeah, Buggy just trashes it, and he can pull it. So he pulls the hat back to him since it's stuck on the blades, and you know, he just starts laughing at Luffy, and he's saying, you know, you call this old beat up thing treasure? Luffy's just getting mad. He's just grinding his teeth. He's glaring. Buggy's laughing, and Nami's, you know, sitting in the background watching, and even all the henchmen see like how pissed Luffy's getting, and just how crazy this fight is. And Luffy's again looking at the hat with, you know, and Buggy's knives, and he's flashing back to Shanks saying, you know, this hat means a lot to me. He's like, promise that you'll give it back to me someday. And Luffy just charges at Buggy, and he's like, I promise to return that hat to Shanks. And Buggy's like, oh, what is that? Oh, this is Shanks's hat. He's like, I thought it looked familiar. So he threw it on the ground. He's like, yeah, me and Shanks, I knew him. He's like, I worked on a ship with him a long time ago. It was Gold D. Rogers' ship. We'll get into later. I forget when they clarified, but it's not too far down the line. I think it's only like 100 or 200 chapters. I can't remember. But we learned about that relatively quick. I think he runs into Buggy again, and they talk about it or something like that. But then Rayleigh, you know, talks more about it, knowing them. But anyways, he throws the hat on the ground, and Buggy just spits on it, and this is just all just pissing Luffy off. He's getting so mad, and Buggy's like, you know, we're apprentice pirates, you might say. So they're like cabin boys. And Luffy just, you know, doesn't believe this. He's like, Shanks is a great man. He's like, apprentice pirates together? And he's charging him. He's going to punch him, it looks like. And Buggy's like, oh, chop, chop, escape. He disconnects his head because he thinks he's going to get the sickle clothesline in. Luffy's got other plans. We get this nice, really well-detailed panel. Luffy charges in and, you know, grabs Buggy on one side and just kicks him in the balls, right in the testicles. And Buggy just, you know, he kind of makes a face like this. I mean, he just kind of dead face, and then he just spit, and he just, and he just blowed away. He didn't expect that. So Luffy's found a way to do some kind of damage, at least to Buggy. May not be the most masculine and badass way, but he kicked the man in the balls. But that's what you get when you step on a man's pride and treasure. Oh, Buggy, you silly fool. Gotta love ya. But yeah, that's chapter 18. I always forget the chapter names by the time I get to the end of this. I get to it just barely. Oh, it's your name, bud. Come on, man. Speak up a little next time. Buggy the Clown. Buggy the Clown, y'all. That's the name of the chapter. And, no. Like this one. A lot of fighting, again, but Buggy has some cool moves. The buzzsaw is, like, one of my favorite moves he does. It looks crazy, and I think it's a very clever thing to do with his abilities. I like that he uses knives instead of, like, swords or guns. The knives just seem just very tactful and different for fighting. A lot of people use knives in One Piece. Not a lot of other characters, just Luffy and Buggy and a little of Nami. I'm changing a little of my channel. I'm going to try and use, since I'm trying to stay away from Manga Pals. Like I said, I know I don't get as many viewers as other people to worry about, you know, monetization. I don't even get monetized right now. I just don't want to get copy striked ever and just have, like, lost videos or anything like that. Deal with that. If I can avoid that, it's a great plan. But we'll try using some couple clipped images from anime or hand-drawn images from other people. Let's start trying to put a little more production value into my videos. I was getting some advice from some people. A guy on Discord helped me a bit and gave some insightful stuff. And yeah, we'll be using some background music. Let me know what you guys think. Just one I thought I liked, and I may play around with a couple others, but for now this will work. We'll get this uploaded, and we'll do some more. There's no One Piece on Thursday, so I might try and do a discussion video. I'm gonna work out some ideas, this stuff I kind of want to talk about, and do a little research and background on some of this stuff so I can make a complete video on it. And we'll stay on the chapter reviews. Other than that, have good. Check out the stream. Stream most nights, and if not, I'm usually working on videos, so always content, always content. Snoob Reviews out. Hey, Buggy, ready to get out of here, bud?